If you're not out front, close them down. Close your computers, guys. Don't have to close them all the way. Pull the lid away.
Three people did the B-17. They were the Chimichanga.
I'm betting you did.
So we spelled I spelled Chimichangas wrong because I misheard what he was telling me. But we're the Chimichangas.
The Chimichanga.
Chimichangas. And I'm Colin. So we are the Chimichangas. Now our plane is the B-17 bomber, and we named it the Modern Mammoth. We built it in our Minecraft world to a 1-to-1 scale, so it's realistically the same. You can see our 3 conversions that we had to do. It's okay if you don't understand that. As you can see, we took the amount of feet, then we converted that into meters, and then we divided by 1 because a Minecraft block is a meter, and then we got 30, 31, 22, and 50 blocks. The campanile is 50 meters long, and our B-17 is 22 meters long, last time I checked anyways. The gross weight, which was the maximum weight that the B-17 could handle, was 65,000 pounds. And for the units, in our Minecraft world, it is 22 blocks long, 41 blocks wide at the wingspan, and 6 blocks high. And if you still are wondering what blocks is in real life, that's 1 meter. And then the real version was 22 meters long with a 31 meter wingspan, and it was 5 meters high. And the reason we changed the wingspan was because we designed ours to haul a lot heavier loads, so we needed more wing to keep it up. Now, which one do you want to say this part? Okay.
Aircraft changes its position. Aircraft plane would use its flaps and ailerons and rudders and stabilizers to change drag, lift, airspeed, proportion in order to change the position of the aircraft.
So basically what all that means, an aircraft will use its speed and manipulate the way the air particles are flying past that by using its rudders. Most people call them flaps. Rudders, ailerons, and flaps, but most people just call all those flaps. For instance, if you put your rudder like this, it's going to have more drag on the left side, henceforth creating your plane to want to go to the left without changing the diagonal position at all, or the vertical position. So that's basically how that works. And the ailerons are the things that change the position next to the flaps. And the flaps angle downward during landing procedures to help slow down the aircraft. Not all planes have those though. Okay. How do we know that this plane will fly? Just read this.
1,250 HP per engine, horsepower per engine. 45,000 pounds, 41 meters long.
41 meter wingspan.
182 meters cubed.
That's our wing area.
150 meters, or 150 miles per hour cruising.
That's the cruising speed of the B-17.
Lift created at speed is greater than weight.
And we would love to have a nice math equation here, but since Minecraft does not have gravity or much for velocity. We can't calculate that, but we took what the original B-17 had and we upped it a bit. Like at the engine, we upgraded the engines to 50 more horsepower. We made the wings a little bigger, and we did that because, like we said before, we wanted to make B-17 that would haul more load. Now we're going to head over to Minecraft. Okay. Okay, so here in Minecraft, we've got a little warm-up planes until we go over to our B-17.
We don't see it.
What? Our B-17?
No.
No, we don't see Minecraft.
You don't see Minecraft?
See a beach. I think your Minecraft went on vacation.
What?
Try pulling the plug and plug it back in. Alright, then we're going to have to go back into the display settings again, like the one before.
There's a vending machine outside. Okay, you can see it. So we've got a few kind of warm-up planes. Now this is our World War II hangar. By the way, the hangar and runway was built completely by Dalton and Wakaya. I always forget his name. I'm horrible with names. So this is a pretty good design. Good job, Dalton. And that design that's also really good matches the planes. Now I gave Wakaya the basic design for this second hangar, so if you don't like how it looks, blame me. So our World War II hangar, as you can see, we've exaggerated how old it is, and we've got two biplanes, one with a pilot that is always sitting here. Just quick modification. Okay. We've got a one-seater biplane and a two-seater biplane. Basically the same design, but for the two-seater we had to lengthen it up a bit. Now moving over to our functional hangar, we like to call it. These planes actually function. They can actually move. So this is our basic design of how we make a mobile plane. Press that, and then it just moves along into nothingness until we break that. And then this one, we added some wings and some stairs for like a place to sit. And this one functions as well. And then we made a functional bomber. I imagine you already know because of the past two that it functions. Just like the TNT mid-flight. And this is just one runway. Okay, now we're going to go over to our actual B-17. What?
Yeah, can we make it daytime so we can see it?
Why did you say God's sword?
Because Wakaya asked what the name of the sword was.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is. So this is our B-17. It looks very realistic, except for these on the side. We added those because if you were to build this in modern day, you would have to have some sort of lights on the side of the wings, or else it would be against FFA regulations. Now it has two functioning gunners in positions where gunners actually were. The rest we weren't able to make. The first one I'm going to be demonstrating against a Japanese Zero. We better show that off. Because those were what the bombers would sometimes fight during their runs. This is our Japanese Zero. We're going to quick light them up. Now this one in the front doesn't shoot very fast because it's small and compact and you can't get it going as fast. But this is it firing. Not very accurate all the time, but it still eventually gets the plane. Oh yes. Now this is a camp. You can guess what type it is. It's a terrorist camp, and this is what we're going to be using to demonstrate our bomber's power. The American way. Oh yes, the rest of these levers, there are only 3 levers that actually function in here. The rest are for looks. This one, which activates the gun, and these 2, which tell the people back here to either do something. And before we move on to the actual bomber, this is our rear gunner. Shoots a heck of a lot faster, and we're going to be demonstrating it in front of wingman position 0s. Now it's not hitting it always. It gets a few stray hits, but that would split the position up, so the supporting fighter jets that would travel with the B-17 could take them out individually. So that's very tactical, and if one were to just all speed right align, it would dominate it. Oh yes, and there's also, this is just the camp setup, getting a closer look. And we just get a hole with a bunch of people in it and a guy speaking. He made this, the camp.
So are you going to bomb the camp?
What?
Are you going to bomb it?
Yes, we are. Smile. Now, I'm going to put this on a, I'm going to quick modify this so we can put it on a delay so you can actually see the bombs drop. So, gotta get redstone repeaters. That didn't work. Okay, so now the pilots would flick this lever, and it says bomb, so that means you're clear for bombing, and we're going to make a hole right here so I can quickly get out. So you aim, you get the target, and then because of your momentum, the bombs would move forward. We didn't get it exact, but we still got it okay. Flip the lever.
Yes.
This is a nuke. Kaboom! Bye-bye.
Hey, Don.
Okay, and we're not done yet. We have to, okay, he wants me to drop another. Uh-oh.
You gotta wait for the delay to die.
There we go. He wanted me to drop another. We're not going to look at that one, though. Wow. Okay, so now we're going to flick this off and demonstrate another factor. And this is the jump. So that means if something ever happens that goes wrong, you can jump. So grab a parachute. Now, we only have these things because Minecraft doesn't have parachutes.
Mods.
And another factor, if you were at bombing altitude or high up, you would not jump because you're so high up that you just die if you get run out of the plane. And it's really cold too. Like that's where bomber jackets came from, because they wore them in the B-17 bombers. That's what those came about. So then you jump and then press the space bar and you glide and safety.
Now you gotta kill all of them.
Yeah, now we're in a terrorist camp, but still.
Say, you could capture.
You
already bombed it, I think they're skipping
What is
that.
the maximum speed?
The maximum speed, I know it's somewhere around 250, but the article, I think, said the exact of 253. So, and this would go up and down, and I'm pretty sure that that's all. Oh wait, the Campanile. The Campanile.
Oh yeah, there's the.
Yeah, we had American beacons. This is the Campanile comparison, made by yours truly. He kind of centered the plane, but if it were to be to one side, it would be approximately 1.7 the size.
No, you said the Campanile was 50 meters, so 50 blocks.
I mean 2.3 the size. I switched that around in my head. Oh yes, we also made some nice looking rotors.
Tom's idea.
Well, I knew we had to have some sort of motor. He built the I told him to make rotors, and he built them. So I didn't design them. That was
So
his
on your
design.
back tail, what's the width on that back little wing back there?
On the horizontal stabilizer, which is this back little wing, it's 9 meters. And the vertical is 4 meters higher than the top of the B-17.
And since you made the plane heavier, did you have to make an adjustment on the back?
A little bit, but not too much.
So how much can it hold then?
It can hold a little bit higher than the gross weight of a regular.
Because you said you made it a little bit
Yeah, we made it
bigger
so
you could hold more.
Yeah.
How
so
much
the
more
gross-
were you anticipating on holding?
Maybe 75,000.
More?
No, 75,000 total is the gross weight. So that means 10,000 higher
Extra?
than the original gross weight. Yes,
That's what I
extra.
thought.
So that means a lot more bombs and a lot more destruction.
Yay.
And you
So, does it have lights on the outside?
Just the ones on the wings.
just the ones on the wings. right
Oh,
here.
okay.
The original one had them in different areas, but we were just kind of going by FFA law,
Okay.
the Federal Aviators Association, or not that, something.
What's the fire?
This one. Oh yeah, he built that fire pit
Yeah.
too. He's pretty proud of that fire pit.
Simply doesn't stay on fire though.
Well, that's why you use netherrack.
Oh, I just wouldn't know
But,
that.
and if you've noticed, it's got a lot flatter nose design than most planes would. And that's because B-17s had to incorporate this gunner, or else they would just get hit straight on the front. So they had to bring it down a bit, and it's a lot flatter of a nose. And it's brown, that's why we named it the Modern Mammoth. In our presentation, I would have liked to have had a lot more time to make it better, but we had lots of issues with this, lots of setbacks. Like, I think we destroyed it 2 times because it didn't look right. Yeah. The first time was okay, but it wasn't built to scale. This is way better. So I think that's all. Ooh. Okay, yeah, questions.
Are you gonna blow it up when you're done?
I hope so.
We did that.
Okay, any other questions?
Questions from Ohio? No? None in your hands? No.
Whoa,
Wait a second. Mrs. Schneider always has at least one.
You know I do, and especially for you guys, right?
Oh boy, it's gonna
You
be
wanted
one
more
of those.
time to put your presentation together. Can you tell us the struggle you had in putting together your presentation?
Oh my gosh. Do I have to bring that up? It's gonna give me nightmares.
What was the hard part? Why was it a struggle?
We had to incorporate a lot of new designs that we hadn't thought of in the beginning. Because originally we were going to make an exact model of the first B-17, but we decided that since it's got this much of a bomb cargo bay thing, that we should probably up it up a bit. That's an up twist now.
Up it up a little bit.
And so we had to do a lot of math factors, and that hurt my head.
But I thought you were good at math.
I am, but that was confusing.
But did you like the class?
This was the best experience ever.
That's good.
I learned that there's a lot more to aviation than what I thought I knew about it.
And didn't you fly last year, didn't you go in the cockpit last year to fly the plane at Watertown?
Oh yeah, we took
Yeah,
a ride.
so now you see what you went through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the pilot had to go through.
You have to be pretty smart to fly a plane. You have to be even smarter to design and build it.
Yeah. At least now the kids see, because they did that last year, they were in the plane. You know, got to go to the cockpit.
And the way it stays up, we can incorporate this, but the front is slightly larger than the back. It'll slope off, and that makes the air particles that go over move a lot faster because they want to be in the exact same position once they get over that wing. And the faster they're moving, the less dense the air above it is. So that's what creates the lift.
Yeah.
And since you guys are the last group, can you explain to everybody here exactly how you became paired together? How your groups became groups?
I've been pondering that for like 2 days, and I still don't understand.
Can anybody in here remember how and explain it?
Well, first we had to like choose what kind of learner we were, from like audio board to like not
Kayan's got a couple of them.
listening, and then talking, drawing, and logical, and then we had like one person from almost every group and it to do like the math and then like the building and stuff.
Thank you, good job.
A+. Is that before we go down from here, I have a question. Is that still considered a plane? I don't think so.
Yes.
Yes.
Still flying.
You guys don't know this, but back in the 70s and early 80s, Wonder Woman had an invisible plane. Maybe
I knew
that's
that.
it.
I knew that. We're not going to bore you guys anymore.
Especially the little kids, gentlemen, as you've been working all week, we do want to get a picture of you all. So,
Okay, do I have one?
you have a picture?